Another new to me title that Severin Films has released recently on Blu-ray is Beyond Darkness from 1990. This is a film that, okay, I love learning stuff about Italian and European and other weird genre cinema when I get these discs. This, when Evil Dead was released in Italy, it was retitled something else. I don't remember. It's The House or something like that, let's say. And then subsequent movies were released as whatever that is too. It's like when the movie Lucio Fulci's Zombie was released in Italy. Dawn of the Dead, which clearly inspired Zombie, was released as Zombie in Italy. So when Lucio Fulci's movie came out, it was called Zombie 2, like it was a sequel to the Romero film, which it wasn't. So Beyond Darkness was released as whatever the movie Evil Dead was called in Italy, 5. Like it was part of the Evil Dead series, probably solely because it takes place in a house. So Beyond Darkness, directed by Claudio Fragasso, who's a lot of his work has been released through Severin lately, movies that he wrote or directed or produced. And he worked with Joe D'Amato a lot, who was the cinematographer, I believe, on this film. Laura Gemser, if that name means anything to you, she did the costumes on this movie. She was the star of what they called the Black Emanuelle series in the 70s, maybe into the 80s. Exploitation star from other side of the world. And Claudio Fragasso is the man who brought us Troll 2. That might be all you need to know about Beyond Darkness. It shares a cast member. The little boy in Beyond Darkness is the kid who played the kid in Troll 2 right around this time. And it is in the neighborhood of the same quality level. If you know about Troll 2, if you don't, look it up. Troll 2 is a highly entertaining, very, very unintentionally funny movie. Beyond Darkness, not as ridiculous as Troll 2, but it has its share of being ridiculous. Basic story is a family buys a house. Father, I believe, is a priest. What do you know? It's a portal to another dimension, maybe hell, maybe heck, maybe limbo, I don't know, but bad juju in that house. Bad stuff's going down. So eventually this troubled priest who has witnessed the execution of a female serial killer but keeps seeing visions of her saying she's going to come back and kill again. He gets involved. She is involved with coming through the dimension in some way. People with white glowing eyes, which I always find creepy. That, like, you know, you can have a pretty no budget production, but you get the eyes to open and it's just white, and that's creepy to me. So there's not a, as Joe Bob would say, I always get this mixed up. There's not a lot of plot to get in the way of the story here, or not too much story getting in the way of the plot. It's effects. It's a little gore here and there. It's a lot of spooky hoo-ha. And it's an Italian film shot predominantly in the U.S., which has a very distinct feel to it. It is sync sound for the most part, so a lot of that is by people who are speaking English maybe as a second language, so that makes it a little off sometimes. Some of the performances are a little not great. But overall, I found this movie pretty entertaining. It's got a great cover, which I have put up on the screen there. Beyond Darkness, yeah. It was a movie I had never heard of until I got this disc, and it was fun. It's fun if you like 80s on the cusp of the 90s horror movies, if you like Euro horror, Euro trashy sleaze horror. It's not, from my recollection, ridiculously gratuitous, as these can be, but it was fun. It was fun for all the right and wrong reasons. It's sort of, as many Italian films, Italian genre films, as we say, are, it's kind of a ripoff of a few American popular movies. It is a heavy dose of Poltergeist and Exorcist. Poltergeist, you know, house is built on some kind of a bad place, a portal to another dimension with unhappy spirits. I mean, but it's Poltergeist right down to the little girl who is sensitive to the other side being named Carol. And they say it a lot. So it's no coincidence. Transfer on this is great. It looks about as good as this movie ever is going to, I believe. And you got a good amount of extras. You got an interview with the writer, you got an interview with the director, and you have an interview with the actor who played the troubled priest. So that's all fascinating to hear, you know, how this movie came to be. Because a lot of times, as I say, you watch these really ridiculous films and you're like, I need an explanation for this. Where did this come from? these cult labels like Severin do a fantastic job of explaining the hows and the whys for the confused or thrilled viewer. So I would say if you're a fan of everything I've been talking about, if you like this kind of stuff, Beyond Darkness is kind of a fun watch. Pick it up wherever finer Blu-rays are sold.